I've said it many times before, angels work the angles. There is no such thing as a fallen angel. There are only angels, demons, and people that are basically animals that are being led to their spiritual death by demons who work the angles in a more slow manner. And it's also in a form that is to conform to this world. And this is also what you see in the other martial arts systems, their output, their root. Okay. We'll get to the first point later of kind of putting this in a nutshell. Where someone is coming from, okay, where they started, where their family line went, what route they're going, and we can tell using different points of references where they're headed and where they're coming from and what they're trying to do. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the order. Okay, this is why there are no fallen angels. Once someone truly understands God and God reveals himself to them, not in the psychology, Western kind of church system, but in truth, there's no turning back from there. They know that life is nonsense compared to dying in a way that is right with God. So we know who knows God by whether they are stopping at nothing to obey the divine order and not listen to anyone else. Airy is very much ear-eye. Those who know God and love God listen to me and they obey me. So order backwards, ra, draw. Sword backwards, draws. Word backwards, draw. And word also war, D. Okay, again, interchangeable vowels. Okay. So ultimately, we see it is clear. We're talking about the spirit. We're talking martial arts. We're talking the true spirit of God, Chi-Uku. This is the idea of where the spirit comes into contact with the energy of a man or a group of people, etc. Right? And when it comes into contact with the energy, it is righteous indignation. Only from there, from this righteous indignation that stops at nothing to get true justice and truly treat people fairly, do we get the Pharaoh sort of moon side of it, which is the soft touch that Pharaoh has, which they drugged me too much because people didn't stand with me to express this, but you know, I'm sure by now you know that it is me, or else you're pretty fucking insane. All right, so when we look at the war between angels and demons, certainly it is obvious, right? Demons deal in illusion, and they deal in strength and brute force. Just like Set, right? The principles of evil, red, the color of evil, brute force tactics, right? The hippo, the boar, etc. So what we see is the angel again swooping down like a falcon, right? And surgically striking. This person is extremely focused, extremely intense. There's no lukewarm butterfly sort of angel. There's only the focused falcon angel. So we look at this Luciferian society, George Washington. Why is he displayed in a way that is similar to the Baphomet, who is connected to Lucifer and the devil? Well, it's pretty obvious, because America was founded on Luciferian principles of deists who were in rebellion against the martial art order of God. So George Washington is Lucifer himself in one of his various forms. This goes back to why Pan is nap backwards and pass is sap backwards, and both of them mean all. Okay, in Pan's case, it means all the Greco-Roman deities. Pacify, pass. Okay, means all. Now I really want to make this in a nutshell, so let's just wrap this up. Okay, you're just gonna have to believe me for the rest. There's tons of details to prove me right. See my other videos. See the key reasons why I'm the top martial arts playlist. Perhaps it's the most helpful playlist. Okay, so Narmer, right? Narmer is different than someone using armor. Right? He's using the armor of God, not the armor of man, mages, alchemists, sages, etc. Okay, America's the new Egypt. No, it is a Luciferian traitors, demonic Scorpion King garbage. This is also why you have the Scorpion King movie and not the Narmer, Horus, son of Ra. And whenever we see Horus, it's a con horror. It's some weird Hollywood weirdo pretending to be Horus. And obviously, I don't approve. So we look at the UFC, right? They've taken on the demons perspective. We look at the other martial arts systems. They deal in illusion, like the circus, right? You have the circus midgets, with all due respect. We have the strong men at the circus. We have the balancing acts, the jugglers. These are all kind of, the knife-throwing guys. These are all kind of related to illusion-based martial arts. And of course, you have the fortune teller, the crystal ball. And I've gone over this stuff before. It's all bullshit. Okay. So the opposition view uses psychology, substances, and propaganda to disassociate with reality. I'd use an example of the bubble. Some people lived in gator communities in their little bubble where they don't have to deal with reality. Okay, and of course their parents pretty much always leverage ill-gotten gains to get them there. A few exceptions. So we see the spirit, right, is a winged being specifically, right? Why is it a winged being? We see the ka and the ba and the symbolism. I believe it's the ba that is a human-headed hawk, right? And this is basically a magic card, a sage's misinterpretation and twisted, idol applied version of what it actually is, right? To traverse the realm in the spirit of the falcon, which is the intense way, the incredible eyesight it has, and the fastest animal in the animal kingdom. It is Godspeed, light contact. It is truth. Okay. Oh, okay, Revelation. Reveal a shun. Okay. Of course, you probably saw the stuff on the roof, and who cares? Anyway, moving on. Atmosphere. Energy, frequency, vibration, spirit. Okay, again, going back to the Chi-uku, right? The great Chi, where God's spirit comes into contact with the energy. When you see somebody who is given the spirit of God, not to be confused with animated, that is this kind of anime, cartoon, weird Greek, Roman explanation. It's all garbage. It's the reason why they took the direction they did, because they don't understand God. Anyway, so when we see the true spirit come into contact with the human being, right? What you're seeing is the energy mingling with the spirit. That's why Chuku is called Chi-uku, right? Chuku, the great Chi, right, is the great spirit of God, okay, through the sun, and this is also why it's associated with the sun, expressing himself through a man, okay? So the atmosphere is about getting Chuku to withdraw everywhere I go, right? No backwards is on is raw is called center. I can go on and on about why I'm right about that. Moving on. So butterfly, obviously butt or fly, they're fixated on sex. They reject the spirit of God. All their sex is profane. They don't truly have love. Love to them is evil, backwards, interchangeable vowels. So again, Hades pretends to be decent. Pan means all. All the deities in the Greco-Roman system are variations of Lucifer, except perhaps the Hydra or whatever. I don't even think these are really deities, except perhaps the monsters. All the human-like deities, the quote-unquote gods and goddesses, are really dogs. They're demons, demonocracy, deme. I went over all these wordplay before. D-E-I-M-O-S, the deity of terror. D-E-M-E, for a citizen of Athens, a subdivision of Attica, and so on and so forth. So Lucifer, in his most pronounced form in Western culture, I'd say, is Serapis. You see him everywhere. This white Jesus, he's a Satanist, he's evil, he's a monster. All right. Obviously, he's, not the same kind of thing as a Hydra, but, Luciferian monster. Probably the most depraved and harmful version of Lucifer that we see. So now let's wrap this up with 10 points. I urge you to write this down, pause this video at this point, get a pen and piece of paper. We know that I'm right for these 10 reasons, and you're an idiot if you don't see it this way. Number one, because obviously it's true and it could be no other way. Number one, we know where you are coming from, where you started. Who are you? Are you an Igbo? Which one? Are you white? Which one? Where are you coming from? Where are you headed? Okay. Where have you been? Okay. And how did you respond to this thing? It tells you a lot about their nature and their nurture. Where are they coming from? Right? Everything that has to do with that. The context, right? The content. What are you content doing? Are you content being a middle-class guy? Are you content working for the devil, working for the establishment, and so on and so forth? Why are you content doing this? Why are you content enough? Why are you promoting this culture or that culture, right? Survivor, survivor. What kind of survivor are you? Are you in the martial art order? The true order of God, and that's why you survived? Because they kept you alive to do rituals on your families and to master their Luciferian interpretation, their Luciferian mimic, right? The mime, satire, pantomime, I believe it's called. A clown. Trying to make fun of black people, right? The old white face, moon temple, pale face with, the kind of Greek kind of hair, trying to make fun of black people, and to subtly allude to stealing Ethiopian women from Africa, to then start to take on the lateral movements of black people, but to do your circus act because you realize if you're not truly from the Pharaoh's line, you'll truly never do it in the true spirit. Though they might have moves similar to mine, using computers and technology and drugs, so what? Okay, so of course it's all circus acting if they do a hell of a job mimicking me. Again, number three. So that was number two. Number three, a parent. It's a parent. Who's his parents? Where are you coming from? Okay, action, A-C, shun. In what specific way are you in rebellion and not obeying Pharaoh? Okay, how are you shunning what he sees and tells you to obey? He is the voice of God. And of course, we see this even in the Bible where it says, this is my son, listen to him. Okay, you're not just saying listen to him and do whatever you want. Listen to him and obey. Okay, obi being a play on words for obey, and the true O, you know, the circle, right? The reproductive cycle. Which O are you being? Are you Apollo? Are you Hera? Who are you trying to, you know, come into the reproductive cycle of? So number 4, sealing the fate, right? Fat E, right? Versus love as the way out. True love leads you to the martial art order. Why wouldn't it? And they spelled it out for you in damn near every movie and damn near every action movie, right? It's the difference between focus and circus, which is the corcus, right? It's a circus, it's a clown bullshit, versus being serious about love and learning the lesson from Martin Luther King, learning the lesson from Soul Brother, Soul Food. It's all directing you right to the black community, and in the black community, you're going to listen to the first homeless guy you see or the first gangster you see. No, you dig deep, it leads you to evil, ultimately leads you to Ari, ultimately leads you to my family, and so on and so forth. Number 5, hypocrisy. Okay, get rich, fat, etc. Right? The hypocrisy. What kind of hypocrisy do they have? Are they in white denial? Are they in white Republican Christian denial? Are they in liberal denial of all the immorality that they're pushing and the compromises they never should have made? What kind of denial are they in? Right? What kind of hypocrisy? What are they benefiting from it? What are their ill-gotten gains? Right? They getting rich, you know, getting fat, right? Symbolically. You know, whether they get fat or not, they're eating nice things, they're enjoying things while everyone else is suffering, right? Hypocrisy. They can't talk about having class or morality if they're enjoying their stuff while everyone else is suffering and it's ill-gotten gains and so on and so forth. What kind of forms of hypocrisy do they have? Number 6, democracy, right? Obviously, it's bullshit. Anyone pushing democracy, automatically you know they're not of God. God didn't say, hey, let's vote on what you should do. No, he said, listen to him. He said, listen to his son, okay? And of course, I went over the wordplay with demo, right? That they've demonstrated why democracy fails. It's right there in the word. Demo, crazy, mob rule, insanity, corporate fucking stupidity. And see my video about democracy, right? False racial pride, false group pride is what we see is also in democracy. People come together in groups with some bullshit-ass false pride. They shun heroes. They do all kinds of despicable, pathetic, cowardly things. And they create this piece of shit country and all the piece of shit democratic countries we have on the planet. And pretty much every country is a piece of shit. And it's for a large reason, it has to do with where they overlap with democracy. Number 7, worldly complexes, financial and sexual ulterior motives. Okay, how does this affect what they're trying to do? What kind of complexes do they have? What, you know, are they accusing me of being mentally ill? Well, that must be a coward-based complex, because obviously what I'm saying is true. Number 8, substances and what stances you take, right? What substances are they on? What stances are they taking? Are they covertly drugged? That leads me to number 9, sabotage hero. Do they downplay the idea of sabotage heroes for some groupie-ass piece of shit or some rich coward or some fucking, corporate-sponsored ninny, you know? They downplay the fact that we expect the hero to be sabotaged to a large degree and for females to shun him? Do they downplay the fact that females should stop everything they're doing and fucking throw themselves at the sabotage hero as a matter of principle and obedience to God? And if you remove the idea of God, you still have a matter of principle of good. Why don't they have the heart to go with the good man and be on board with the good guy instead of bored with a bunch of fucking scum and drugged up and pretending they're excited? Number 10, slowly, right? It's right there in the word, right? Backwards, we get L, wall, interchangeable vowels, Y can be seen as a vowel. L, wall, right? There. If you move too slowly, you think too slowly. Where are you going? Life is short. There's no time to think slow. I'm going to be a scientist and analyze. What the hell for? Obviously, you're here for a more profound reason. Figure it out. Think fast and effectively. Figure it out. And leave this motherfucker. Okay? So that about covers it. Go through the 10 points I went. The angel swooping down idea. Understand the different versions of martial arts. This is what's going on in a nutshell. I didn't even mean to make this video this fucking long. I'm kind of mad about it. But whatever.